The UK government is committed to cutting carbon emissions by at least 60% by 2050, and offshore wind farms are at the forefront of the currently available technologies. According to the UK's Environment Secretary Hilary Benn, Britain is about to overtake Denmark as the world's largest generator of offshore wind power. The predictions are that within 5 years, the UK will be producing as much power from wind as it does from nuclear plants.
As an island nation, with our continental shelf, with strong winds, our experience in oil platforms, we are in the ideal position to make use of this technology. We're in an ideal position to create opportunities both for investment and for export. And the environmental benefit of that is even greater than the contribution that wind power makes currently. And that's because of the contribution that it is making and will need to make in much larger quantities over the months and the years ahead to the great challenge that we face as a world.
Mr. Benn was addressing members of the British Wind Energy Association, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year.
There are huge economic opportunities by acting now, because tackling climate change is the great technological challenge of our age. It is a huge new market full of opportunities, as well as a threat if we don't act. It is a chance for the countries, the companies, the individuals, the technologies that move first to reap the greatest rewards. And you don't need me to come here today and tell you about how our environmental industries are undergoing a revolution, because you're part of that revolution. You're helping to lead that revolution. It's growing in the UK. It was worth about £25 billion a couple of years ago. The projections say it will get to a value of about £34 billion in 2 years' time and £46 billion by 2015. Indeed, industries such as renewable energy, waste management, water treatment globally will be worth just over £350 billion by 2010. That's as big as giants that we think of, like the aerospace industry. So the prize for us, particularly in the UK, is to help to lead this transformation, and that is why we are striving to be the world leader in offshore wind generation.
Today, Britain's Crown Estate, which is responsible for managing the seabed around the UK, announced 11 offshore sites that have been earmarked for new wind farms to come online in time to meet the government's 2020 emissions deadline.
40 years ago, we discovered oil in the North Sea and then had to set about the task of bringing it ashore. Well, the waves, tides and coastal waters of the UK are once again stepping up to the plate to provide the UK's energy and give us independence in the security of supply and some immunity from the volatility of price.
Besides wind farms, the UK government is also encouraging the development of other technologies such as wave generators. Offshore wind and wave generation is seen as preferable to land-based wind farms, which have met with some opposition, especially in areas of outstanding natural beauty.